Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Crabtree, and I'm the coordinator for student staffing for LSU Residential Life. I'm so excited to welcome you all to our virtual RA info session. We will be discussing the following: the roles and responsibility of resident assistants, an overview of the Department of Residential Life, RA time commitments, the benefits and compensation for resident assistants, the types of communities we have on campus, and the application and interview process for becoming a resident assistant. After our presentation, we will have a QR code where those interested in being an RA can check in and gain access to the RA application in Handshake. Now to provide a little context on the overall size of the Department of Residence Life. We employ 254 resident assistants spanning over 18 residential communities on campus. These communities vary from traditional housing to suite style to apartments, and through our 18 residential communities, we house over 8,000 residents living on campus. As you may have noticed, we are a department that serves a large number of students. Therefore, we have several levels of staff to ensure we make the housing experience as great as it can be. To start, we have resident assistants, which are student staff members who provide resources, create programs, and an overall safe environment for residents on campus. Then we have desk assistants. They are part-time student staff members who work at the service desk in our community to provide resources to residents and assist residents with facility/key issues and any other concerns that may arise. Then we have graduate residence coordinators, also known as GRCs. They are a live-in graduate student staff member who co-supervises resident assistants and oversees the community alongside the residence coordinator. We have residence coordinators, also known as RCs, a full-time professional live-in staff member who oversees a residence hall and supervises a team of RAs and GRCs. And finally, we have our leadership team. Up there are professional staff members who live off campus and oversee an area of campus such as east/lakeside area, central, west, or north. The leadership team directly supervises residence coordinators, and after assistant and associate directors, we have the director of residential life, Jeannie Hopper, and our executive director, Pete Trenicosti. As a department, we want to ensure that you're taking a position that is aligned with your other obligations as a student. Therefore, RAs are only required to work 20 hours per week. Here are the primary roles and responsibilities as an RA. First, RAs serve on call. RAs are required to be on call overnight from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays. On weekends, coverage spans 24 hours or 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. The schedule will vary by supervisor, the number of staff members on staff, and building needs. In addition, RAs work their community front desk. RAs are required to work 4 hours a week at the desk in their community. All RAs have the opportunity for additional compensation for working extra desk shifts during the school year. They are allowed to work up to an additional 5 hours. In addition, RAs will complete administrative tasks required by the department. These tasks include online form submissions, which can include intentional interactions, and RA weekly reports. In addition, they will be required to create bulletin boards and door decorations to make their hall feel like home. They will also plan floor events for their residents and help mediate roommate conversations. And that's just the beginning. In addition, RAs are required to attend multiple trainings throughout the year. New staff orientation will be held on January 14th. RAs are required to attend fall training on August 1st, 2026, before move-in weekend. In addition, RAs will attend a training prior to spring 2027 opening in early January. Attendance in these trainings is required to be hired. You may not have any conflicts with training on August 1st, including internships or other commitments. Next, RAs are required to work move-in weekend, all hands-on-deck operation by Residential Life. Communities will be prepping for their buildings. RAs will be required to work the full weekend to welcome new Tigers to campus. Next, RAs will participate in a weekly staff meeting. These staff meetings will be held on Wednesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Next, RAs are required to attend RA workshops. In the past, newly hired RAs were required to take an LHRD course during their first semester in the role. This year, we have replaced the course with RA workshops. There will be multiple workshops planned throughout this spring semester, and newly hired RAs will need to attend 3 to 4 workshops to maintain the position for the fall 2026 semester. This is a new development, so more details will come at a later date. Now that we have discussed the roles and responsibilities, let's talk benefits. RAs receive a stipend that is paid out biweekly. RAs receive a semester stipend of $2,000 to $2,500 depending on the building style. They will also receive a partial meal plan of 25 meal swipes and 350 paw points per semester. They will be assigned a private room when available. In addition, the RA role is a great resume builder. They will receive transferable skills such as leadership, facilitation, conflict management, customer service, helping skills, crisis response, and much more. In addition, they will have the ability to leave a lasting impact on other Tigers and serve as a role model on campus. Over the next few slides, we will be talking about the different types of communities that we have on campus here at LSU. To get started, we'll be talking about traditional halls. Our traditional halls include Miller, Herget, Blake, Acadian, McBoy, LaVille, Louise Gehrig, Pentagon, and Broussard. These halls indicate a hall bath, with residents often occupying a two-to-a room space. These are primarily first-year students, and RAs living in the traditional community type receive a stipend of $2,500 per semester. Next, we have suite-style communities. These communities include Azalea, Camellia, Acadian, Blake, Horseshoe, Cedar, Cypress, Spruce, Southwest, and North Hall. These are primarily first-year students as well, but suites often have a Jack and Jill bathroom where 2 rooms are connected by a common bathroom space. RAs receive a stipend of $2,200 in the suite-style community type. And finally, we have our apartment-style communities. These include East Campus Apartments, West Campus Apartments, and Nicholson Gateway Apartments. Apartments are just that, apartments. They have multiple rooms, often private, with bathrooms and kitchens. Our apartments on campus house first-year and upperclassmen students. The RAs working in apartments receive a stipend of $2,000 per semester. In addition, RAs working in the apartment communities are required to work winter break on call. RAs that do pick up shifts during winter break will be compensated on top of their stipend. When applying for the RA position, you can add your community type preference. You may also select that you have no preference and want to be an RA in any community. If you limit yourself to a specific community type, supervisors may move on to another candidate for selection that wants to experience their community type. So please be mindful when listing preferences. Now that we have reviewed the RA position, the benefits of the role, and the community types that we have on campus, let's get into how to apply. The RA application opens on October 13th and closes on October 27th. To get started, you will log in to Handshake using your My LSU credentials. Then you will register your Handshake account and upload a resume. Your resume needs to meet minimum requirements, and the Career Center will review those before you can submit your RA application. After submitting your resume and making your Handshake account, you will complete the RA Info Session event survey. At the end of this virtual info session, we will have a QR code on screen. This QR code allows all students to check in. After you have checked in using the QR code, you will receive an email that is the RA Info Session event survey. This is a short four or five question survey about all the things that we talked about today. After you've completed the survey, you will be sent the application link, and you can also access the application on Handshake. So after completing your survey, you'll go to Handshake and find the Resident Assistant 2627 application. You'll click on Apply Now. You'll fill out the application and the survey form. There will be a link to a form in the job description of the application. The form includes a couple short answer questions. This part of the application is required and must be completed in addition to the Handshake application. If it is not completed, you will be removed from the selection process. Make sure you have your Handshake account before trying to sign in. The application is open from October 13th until October 27th. At 11:59 p.m., the application will close. Once the application is closed, no more applicants will be accepted, so make sure to complete the application before the deadline. Now let's talk RA interviews. All candidates are required to attend an RA info session and submit an application. Congratulations, by attending today, you have already completed the first step. After the RA info sessions and completing your application, RA interview week will take place on November 3rd through November 7th. Individual interviews will be conducted to showcase experience in leadership, building relationships, and critical thinking. While responding to the questions during the interview, it is imperative to give examples for each question and relate it to the RA position. This will help demonstrate that you have the qualities that we are looking for in an RA. After our interview weekend, offers will be made in late December. Speaking of interviews, we would like to share an important resource with you. The Olinde Career Center is an incredible resource for candidates going through the selection process. The staff in the Career Center can help with resume building, interview practice, and other useful tips to succeed in the selection process. They offer career coaching, digital resources on their website. They will take professional headshots, and they have the tailored Tiger Career Closet. For more information, please scan the QR code on the right side of the screen under Learn More, and that will take you directly to the Career Center's website. In addition, the Career Center offers Quincia, which is an artificial intelligence solution that helps students perfect resumes and provide them with useful resources. These are great resources for you to use during your RA selection process journey. Every year, we have candidates with lots of questions related to housing. Although offers will be sent in the fall and late December before many lease commitments, you should consider alternative living options if you do not get selected for the RA position. If you want to live on campus, regardless of getting selected for the position, you will need to complete the housing application and claim a room or apartment in early February. If you receive the position, you will not be penalized for canceling your housing contract. If you know that you would like to live off campus, if you do not get selected to be an RA, then you do not need to do anything with LSU housing. However, be conscious that it is extremely difficult to get out of a signed lease to accept the RA position. This is all your personal decision. During our in-person info sessions, we have current RAs available to answer any questions that you may have. In this virtual session, I will answer some commonly asked questions. If you have additional questions, please email reslifejobs@lsu.edu or attend one of our in-person sessions to connect with a current RA. I will go over the info sessions that we have left for this recruitment cycle in our next slide. So let's get started. First, many candidates have asked, am I allowed to have an additional job outside of being an RA? Yes, RAs are allowed to have additional jobs, but this must be approved with the assistant director of their area and their residence coordinator. We like to say that RAs are people first, then students, then resident assistants. Everything else comes after the RA role. Next, many candidates have asked, would you say that the job allows you to balance academics and extracurricular activities? RA said that yes, this position does allow them to balance the academics and extracurricular activities. They did say that that first semester trying to find a time management solution was a little tricky. Many have mentioned that they use their Outlook calendars or planners and all different types of things to stay on top of their responsibilities. And our final question was, what would you say is a big challenge that comes with the position? Most of the RAs cited that time management was one of the hardest things that they have had to adjust in the RA position. But like I said, once they found a system that worked for them, they were able to make it work. And if you have any more questions, please email reslifejobs@lsu.edu. Now that we've gone over a lot of the different parts about being an RA and answered some commonly asked questions, I will review the timeline for the RA position. So the application opens on October 13th. It closes on October 27th. We have 3 remaining info sessions. If you're interested in attending an in-person session and want to ask some more questions or get connected to a resident assistant or the coordinator for student staffing or the assistant director for student staffing, please stop by. We have 3 sessions left, one on October 20th at 5 p.m., one on October 24th at 12 p.m., and one on October 27th at 12 p.m. So please stop by if you're interested in attending one of those in-person sessions. Then we have our interview week. Interview week will take place from November 3rd to November 7th. And finally, offers and decisions will be sent out mid to late December. So please keep an eye on your email even after you leave for winter break. And finally, all RAs that have been sent offers will attend RA orientation in January, on January 14th, 2026. This step is crucial. Before you leave, please check in using your My LSU email. When you scan this QR code, you will be prompted to enter your LSU email. After entering your email, you will be sent a survey. After completing the survey, you will be able to access the Handshake application. You will not be able to access the Handshake application until you check in and complete the RA Info Session survey. As a reminder, you have to check in before you can access the Handshake application. So please take your time here. I'll leave this QR code on the screen for a minute. As we wrap up today, I want to outline the steps of becoming an RA. So first, you need to attend an info session, which congratulations, you have done that. And you have checked in previously using the QR code on the last slide. Next, you will receive that survey. Once you complete that, you'll have access to the Handshake application. Please read through the job description on the Handshake application very carefully. The Handshake application will require you to submit a resume, and you will need to complete the link to the external survey in the job description. Once those steps are all complete, our staff will be reaching out in the next few weeks to schedule interviews. And once we get through that, our offers will be sent in December. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out at reslifejobs@lsu.edu. Thank you and go Tigers.